Hello friends and welcome back to our channel Science and Vocabulary. So today's words have been taken up from the Indian Express of 8th March 2022 article, Zelenskyy warns of renewed Russian attacks. So we are going to discuss the words as soon as they come across in this article. So the first word we have spotted is renewed. The real form of this word is renew, and its part of speech is an adjective, and its spellings are RENEW. In this article, this word has been used in its past tense, renewed. The meaning is something happening after a pause, but with more of a preparation, energy, and enthusiasm than it was before. Its synonyms are energy, preparation, enthusiasm, and its antonyms are destroy, damage, halt, cancel. The sentence is now you can face your future with a renewed confidence. And the second sentence is Zelensky warns Ukraine of the renewed Russian attacks. Let's move on to the explanation. As we all know that the conditions in Ukraine are haphazard. The word is haphazard and its part of speech is also an adjective. And its spellings are HAPHAZARD. Its meaning is if you are describing something as haphazard, it is obviously unorganized and is not going according to your plan. Its synonyms are unorganized, careless, reckless, and its antonyms are organized, specific, and careful. The sentence is the conditions in Ukraine are haphazard, and the second sentence is this investigation seems to be haphazard. President Volodymyr Zelensky has warned Ukraine on Monday that they have to expect a renewed Russian attack. Now, what does renewed Russian attack mean? It means that the Russian troops are going to attack back on Ukraine with more of a preparation and enthusiasm than they had it before. They have to suffer unexpected and heavy losses. It is a murder, simply a murder, Zelensky said in a speech and overnight. Russia is stepping up increasingly, targeting the civilians and the infrastructure. The fears are growing that on Monday, thousands of Ukrainians could die if in the coming days it has no relief or the reliefs are not arriving any sooner and the humanitarian corridors are failing to take a hold. Now, what are humanitarian corridors? We are going to try to understand this word separately. What does the word humanitarian means? It means something that is associated with the welfare of the people. And what does corridor means? Don't take corridors as a lobby of schools, malls, which we obviously see. If I talk about it in the context of the war, corridors are demilitarized, safer places which are meant for the need of people so that they can go there safely and there is no danger around them. Ukraine has dismissed an offer which was that they can evacuate hundreds and thousands of people, not to the other safer towns of Ukraine or to the Europe or the West, but to Russia. It is pretty obvious of Zelensky declining this offer because you can't evacuate your own people to your enemy country. Oleksiy Danilov, who is the head of Ukraine's National Security and Defense Council, is accusing Russia of blocking the relief from reaching Ukraine. It means that now Russia is not even allowing the essential needs, the help and the relief to reach the people and the residents of the Ukraine. An advisor to Zelensky, Mikhailo Podolyak, said that 202 schools, 34 hospitals, and more than 1,500 residential buildings have been destroyed since the war began, and that nearly 1,000 towns and villages are completely deprived of electricity, water, and heat. So the word now we spot here is deprived. What does deprived means? It means lacking of something. It basically means that all these 1,000 villages and towns are lacking of water, essential needs, heat, electricity, and internet and mobile services. The two sides met for a third round of talks on Monday, according to a Russian state media. What are the two sides? Two sides are nothing but Ukraine and Russia, who is meeting for the third time for talks on Monday. The hopes for any of the breakthrough were dim and were really low. What does the word breakthrough mean? Breakthrough is nothing but it is a great achievement or a great invention. And now, in my opinion, if I talk in the context of war, what can be the greatest achievement? It can be evacuating the people safely and giving them the essential needs that they need. But the hope for even this type of breakthrough is really less. They said, Russia has announced the establishment of safe corridors to allow some of the civilians to flee from the besieged cities and the towns of Ukraine. What does the word besiege means? I have discussed this word in the last video, and if you want you can go and refer to that video, but I will still tell. The word besiege means to covering and surrounding an area with military forces and armies so that no one can go out of that area and no one can enter that area. Russian forces are continuing to pummel some of the Ukrainian cities with rockets even after the new announcement of the corridors, and they are continuing to fight in the Ukrainian towns and cities. Now here, the word pummel means damaging. It means that the Russian forces are damaging the Ukrainian cities and towns even after there is an announcement that they have to establish the safe corridors. Now, what can we expect from a country who has no trust and it has already violated the ceasefires at least 3 times? They obviously can't abide by the rules and laws. It is clear in this. The bodies of at least 13 civilians were recovered from the rubble after the factory in the town of Makariv in the Kyiv region was hit. What is rubble? Rubble is nothing but the leftovers, the bricks, the cements which are left after a building collapses. In Kyiv, soldiers and volunteers have built hundreds of checkpoints. After using the sandbags, the tires of the cars, some of the barriers which were left over, and heavy concrete bricks, and the sandbags which were piled over one another, and they seem to be haphazard. And here, haphazard means that they seem to be disorganized. Our last word of the day is checkpoint. What does checkpoint means? In the context of war, checkpoint means a point where you will find a group of police or forces which are standing, which are going to check you so that you are not carrying any illegal items which can harm others. Now let's see it through an example. For example, there is a truck which is carrying the essential needs for the people of Ukraine and it is passing through that checkpoint. So obviously the men and the forces who are standing on the checkpoint are going to investigate that truck and all the things which are in it so that that truck does not contain any of the harmful or illegal items that can harm and can be dangerous to others residents which are in the Ukraine. So thank you. We will meet you tomorrow with a new word. Till then, goodbye.